Roses are red, violets are blue. We have Valentine's Day gymnastics especially for you. The Beavers of Oregon State are now ready to take flight with tremendous leaps and bounds. They have perfection in sight. In the air they go, defying gravity's law. Then returning to earth, they receive the stick saw. Sophia, Olivia, and Ellie give their best. And then on the beam, don't forget Lauren Letch. So gather your loved ones, your family and friends. Watch athletic feats you can't comprehend. It's a Valentine's Day meet you could only dream of on this perfect day, this day full of love. Why not have a little fun with it, huh? Oregon State Beavers at home for the first time in 3 weeks, and today they take on a future Pac-12 foe, Southern Utah. Both teams capable, if they put it together, of a really big score. And hi everybody, along with Elisa Mao, I'm Rich Burke. Southern Utah is here. Their athletic teams are known as the Thunderbirds. The gymnastic team takes a little bit different approach, and I know it's your favorite name in the sport.
I mean, it's the Flippin' Birds. There can't be a better gymnastics mascot out there. There isn't one. And this is a team with really incredible scoring potential that I think is going to surprise some people that haven't seen them tonight. They're ranked one spot lower than Oregon State. It's going to be quite the battle.
The Flippin' Birds. Now, is that appropriate for Valentine's Day? Let's turn our attention to Oregon State. Ellie Weaver has had some clutch routines on bars this year.
Yeah, the senior is so solid on that event. She's a top-ranked bar worker on the team, has really incredible precision and form that separate her on that event. In addition to her beautiful handstand work, she has a really uncanny ability to find the stick at the end of the bar routine. She's won that event 3 of the 6 meets so far this season.
Fantastic. Lauren Letch continues to deal with a hard issue, and her beam routines, they're still so good.
Yeah, the team captain is such an elegant beam worker. She's really been a sure thing in the 5 spot of the lineup for head coach Tanya Chaplin. She's hit 6 for 6. She's won 2 beam titles, continues to inspire all of us with her resilience and dedication.
Now for Southern Utah, Nia Randolph is an excellent all-arounder.
Yeah, really underrated nationally, I think. She's been the 2-time MPSF conference champion. She's also won 14 career scores. She's so skilled across all 4 events. I particularly love watching her on the leg events. She does a big double layout on floor and also a Yurchenko 1.5 on vault, and we'll see her in all 4 events today.
Looking forward to that. Oregon State ranked number 26 in the nation. The Flippin' Birds, number 27. Cozy up with your Valentine. Rotation 1 is coming up. It's a 10th all-time meeting between Oregon State and Southern Utah. Beavers have won the previous 9. 2-0 in Corvallis. They've never met in Cedar City. There's Tanya Chaplin in her 29th year. She has led her team to regionals every year, to nationals 13 times in 28 years. Two-time Pac-10 Gymnast of the Year at UCLA as Tanya Service. And of course, her husband Michael is an assistant and the bars coach, and he was on the Bruin men's 1987 national championship team. Scotty Bauman is the head coach of Southern Utah. I told you, Tanya in her 29th year. She's just a kid compared to Scotty. He's in his 35th season, the longest tenured coach in any sport in Southern Utah history. Last year's conference coach of the year. He has led his team to 12 consecutive NCAA regional appearances and 20 in his career. Just about ready to get started in front of another good crowd here at Gill Coliseum. Elisa, they always turn out.
Yeah, what a fun crowd. What a fun, historic arena this is. I know that Scotty Bauman said it's a fun place. They're excited to come compete. They've been here before and are about to be here a lot more starting next season.
Yes, they are. Incoming members of the Pac-12, an affiliate member for gymnastics only, starting in 2027.
Coliseum about as old as those two coaches' tenures combined, probably.
Yeah, 64 combined years, and this arena is now in its 77th year. Opened up in late 1949. Kiana Crabb will start things on vault for Oregon State. She's led off the Beaver vault lineup every week, a high of 9.875 in week 3. Last week at Boise State, 9.85. 6 gymnasts go in each rotation. You count your 5 best scores. Scratch a red line through the lowest score. And here goes Crabb.
She has been so good at finding the stick on this Yurchenko full. Jinxed her there a little bit, but it's a really nice starting vault for them. Very clean in the air. Has really great air awareness, but just a few little steps there from this vantage point.
Her career high 9.875. And now Alex Rutsis will lead things off for the Flippin' Birds on bars. A bars specialist, frequent member of the lineup since her freshman year a couple of years ago. Been in every bars lineup this year. After a miss in week 1, scored between 9.825 and 9.875 in 4 or 5 meets.
Yeah, really aggressive bar worker there. He tugs on the bar to get the momentum there. A little bit of an arch into her toe on, but that double layout, the highlight of the routine for me, just a step forward at the end, but really clean starting position for them.
Alex Rutsis, junior from Falcon, Colorado. Only time we will see her today.
Does the toe on into that double layout. A lot more difficulty there. You often see gymnasts do their giant swings to get momentum into that double layout, but she just does it out of the toe on, which makes it a lot more difficult.
So they have a hit to begin things. And awaiting the score of Kiana Crabb, while Raina Marshall gets set to go on vault. Has been in the vault lineup the last 4 weeks, reaching her high of 9.7 3 times. Sophomore from Las Vegas, missed all of last year with a knee injury. She's looking to better that high of 9.7.
And she is a powerhouse here. The trick for her is just controlling that power, you know, with the excitement and nerves that come with competition. Sometimes can be hard to rein that in. You've got even more power than you normally do. So I want to see her maintain a completely straight body as the judges and the administrative staff here work through a couple of kinks on this after that first entry from Kiana Crabb.
Kind of serving to ice Raina Marshall.
But we got a great angle here of her hairography right now, I'm calling that. The heart that she has braided into her hair.
That's great.
Very perfect for Valentine's Day. And finally getting the green flag here.
9.725 for Crabb, and now Marshall. Can she better that high of 9.7? Sophomore from Las Vegas.
There's her fall, very nicely done. Just the step back, but you could see great amplitude. I really liked the distance that she gets on this vault. Has a nice entry position, straight arms, and just pikes down a little bit, bends in the hips You can see right here, that bend is what led to that step back.
Start value 995. That's probably right about a 9.7, you would think?
Probably, yeah.
9.775 for Alex Routsis. And now here's Mia Hampton. Suffered a miss last week, her first of the year, following her career high 9.9 and then a 9.8.
Yeah, she does a gorgeous straddle Jaeger off the top. And look at the handstand positions already. It's a beautiful bar swinger. Knew that the timing was perfect on that. Does a nice pack salto to the low bar and also closes with a double layout. You want to see this dismount. Totally stretched body. Good height and one slight step back, but a great bounce back for her after the fall from last week.
Last year's Mountain Pacific Sports Federation Freshman of the Year. Freshman of the Week honors 8 times. Mia Hampton.
Her coach called her brutally consistent.
Savannah Miller getting set to go on vault. We're again awaiting a score. This one for Raina Marshall. Jade Carey in the background. We'll be talking with her a little later on. Hey, it's a career high for Marshall, 9.725. So moving on up after 3 times at 9.7. Now here is Savannah Miller. Last week had a season and career high 9.8.
10-0 start value here. Half onto the table, half front off. Does a nice job reining in that landing. Not a deduction on the landing. A little bit flat off the table.
I was going to say, did she get the height that she wanted?
Didn't quite get the height because this vault is so intricate and you have to turn and try to get the momentum and the block off of the table. Didn't quite get that there, but was able to quickly make that flip around and find the landing. So 2 weeks in a row, she's done a good job on the landing part of that vault.
Sometimes you just have to find a way to make it work.
Absolutely. Gymnasts have an uncanny ability to do that.
Up next will be Ariel Collum, freshman from Las Vegas. Has been in the last 4 bars lineups here in her freshman year, going in order 9.7, 9.8, 9.8, 9.9. They've been trying to tweak her double layout dismount for 3 months.
And it's something that she has an incredible array of skills at her disposal on bars. Can do many different versions of this ray move we're going to see right here. She can do a church, she can do a Nabieva, does that ray absolutely beautifully. Just exceptional performance so far. And this double layout, they were working on the release point for her in order to make sure it rises, let go at the right time so she can find the landing. Near perfect. I can see why they're so excited about her out of Las Vegas. This is a really exceptional bar worker start to finish. We talk about gymnasts that have no built-in deductions, basically meaning that their technique is near flawless. And outside of the pike down on that double layout, she really was in that routine.
And Bauman said he threatened to pull her from the lineup. One of the best bar workers in the nation, he thinks, because she wouldn't do that double layout right. Now she is. 9.725s across the board, Pratt, Marshall, and Miller. And now here is Olivia Buckner.
Also going for the 10-0 start value. Your Chanko vault with 1.5 twists. Got to find the forward landing. Awesome job for Olivia Buckner. The best I've seen her do that. Celebrating accordingly. Awesome, awesome job. Let's check out this block. I talk about it a lot because it's so important to vault. Does a really great job getting her arms back to the table quickly there. A little bit of a shoulder angle, but overcomes it with her power. We'll see if it flirts with her career high of 9.95.
Maria Ferguson getting set to go for her bars routine. She's been in every bars and beam lineup this year. 9.85 for Hampton, 9.875 for Collum. Ferguson 4 for 6 on bars, a high of 9.85 8 days ago. Then on Monday had a 9.8. First team Mountain Pacific Sports Federation All Conference on bars last year. Junior from Henderson, Nevada.
I like the diversity in their elements. She will do a piked Jaeger here, that front flip in the piked position. Oh, and I was thinking she let go just a little bit too early. So gymnastics is all about timing, and on bars, the physics of this are so important to let go right at the peak of her swing. So she let go just a little bit before she reached that apex that you want to release at to be able to catch that perfectly. Unfortunately, she's the third time she's fallen this season, but her potential is so high that they keep her in the lineup, because when she hits, you can see what a phenomenal bar worker she is. Ooh, got to regroup, and unfortunately missed the catch on her pack salto. After a fall, she has 30 seconds to sort of regroup. Could have chalked up there, but at this point, I think she just wants to get this routine over with. We'll close with the double layout.
Sometimes when it goes south, it really goes south. And Maria Ferguson will look for better things next time around.
Yeah, unfortunate fall for her there, but she is super talented. We'll also see her on balance beam.
It's a 9.875 for Olivia Buckner, and now our first look at Cameron Richardson. Coming off consecutive 9.775, still chasing her best from back in week 1 at 9.85. Hasn't been close to that since. Training a 1.5 and could break it out.
I see that number got flashed, so we should see the 1.5 twists from her. Good block, really great job. The only thing there, when we watch this on the replay, she landed outside of the white lines that are on the mat. And so the judges look to those white lines, you can see those taped lines, to tell you how square a gymnast is, straight they are on the table. So
that's not considered out of bounds, though.
No, but what it is it tells the judges that her round off right there was crooked, and you can see her drifting off to the left on that vault. And so she has super power, just has to tweak that technique a little bit, and truly few better coaches in the world to do so than their vault coach, Brian Carey.
Just a freshman, Cameron Richardson. We'll see her on bars, and then she plans to exhibition on floor.
She's one who's super hard on herself, has this game competition face, doesn't have a lot of patience with herself. It's something that Coach Shania Chaplin said they're working on.
Remember, 6 gymnasts go, you count your best 5 scores. And after Maria Ferguson's fall, that puts pressure on Nia Randolph, getting set to go with her bars routine. And then the anchor, Riley Miller. Randolph, a junior from Las Vegas. Pacific Sports Federation Gymnast of the Year each of the last 2 years as a freshman and sophomore. The fall for Ferguson, her 3rd this year. And now Nia Randolph. She's been 9.8 plus in every meet but one. Her high of 9.9 was way back in week 1.
She does a lot of incredible skills here. She'll start with a clear hip into a Shaposhnikova. So a lot of people put their feet on the bar. She does it out of a clear hip to get to the high bar. Nicely done back to that bail handstand. And then she will do another clear hip here into her double layout dismount. Love it in combination. A full twisting double layout. The hardest dismount being done here tonight. Absolutely fantastic job for her. And a good comeback after the fall before her.
Yeah, in the clutch. I love her lines.
Yeah, she is just so strong and compact. Watch the good handstand, holds that for a second, clear hip, and then the full twisting double layout out of the clear hip. It's something that her club gym, Gym Cats, is known for. A few different athletes across the country that held from her club also do that technique.
3rd consecutive 9.775 for Cameron Richardson. Only one above 9.8, so they're looking for a big one from Sophia Esposito. They're all around her.
Will do a full, is usually great at finding the landing. So just a hop back there, but move to the anchor spot because they know her scoring potential on that full is so high. Looked like her shoulder got a little bit of, an angle there off of the table. So you want to keep the shoulders open so that the vault, the block goes up as much as it goes back. And so since she lacked a little bit of the height there, that led to the hop back.
Oregon State's high on vault this year is a 49.025 last week. 9.875 for Nia Randolph in the first of her expected 4 routines in this one. And now here is Riley Miller. Again, a fall earlier in the rotation, so a lot of pressure on the anchor, 3-time Canadian national team member.
Start with her toe on into the Maloney. A good backswing into the Pac salto. And ooh, really good job holding that half pirouette. Looked like maybe she would stall on it, but trusted herself, so strong.
It's her second bars routine this year, 3-year road back after shoulder surgery.
Awesome, nice job, just the hop forward, but you can tell her teammates were ready to erupt. Her handstand positions on those pirouetting skills, both the half turn on the low bar and the full turn on the high bar, were really exceptional.
So Riley Miller comes through in the clutch. And now our exhibition with Juliana Fiorillo, the sophomore from San Jose, has never competed in any rotation. Has a vault with a 10.0 start value. We were told early last year that she was very close to breaking into the lineup, but she never did. Now, a sophomore.
It's called an Emilian check. We'll do a half turn from the board to the table and then a front pike off. Super intricate, very difficult. So she can get the block and almost stays on the feet. Again, super challenging and really important to get your timing right there. She just didn't quite make it to the table quickly enough. Right there, you want to get that block a little bit tighter and get on and off the vault quickly.
It's incredible. So many things have to go just right.
In a span of,
and we take it for granted.
yeah, maybe 3 seconds. Vaulting is just one of these, all of gymnastics is insane, but vault in particular requires so much strength and precision in a short period of time.
A 9.85 for Riley Miller, the anchor. And so a 49.225, the preliminary score on bars for the Flippin' Birds at 49.225. Their previous high had been 49.1. So 1.25 tenths better than their previous high. And for Riley Miller, a career high by a 10th, 9.85. And now here's an exhibition from Kendall McGuire, junior from St. John's, Florida.
Ooh, good job to control that first handstand. Held it for a little long, which can sometimes affect your timing. But she does a good job to continue fighting as she does on that half pirouette. She spent a lot of time in the lineup, so she's got competitive experience. We'll also close with a double layout. Just a step forward, but great depth option for them on uneven bars. And a phenomenal start in that rotation, a season high for them. An event where they have a lot of potential, and Scotty Bauman said they are just waiting to put it all together. And they had that one fall, but we were able to drop it for a 49.225. Great start for them.
They have adjusted Sofia Esposito's score from a 9.825 to a 9.775. That takes Oregon State's score down to 48.875. An exhibition for Katie Rude. Still working on that ild.
Yeah, another unique looking vault out of a 10.0. You see maybe 2 or 3 of those done across the entire country, because to front handspring onto the board requires such perfect timing so that she can hit the table with the right shoulder angle. Just doesn't get that today, but did last week at Boise State. Had a really nice landing performance on that vault.
So 48.875 for Oregon State on vault. Last week they had a 49.025. And so coming back home, they hit 9.8 just one time.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Esposito score is lower than I think it should be. Otherwise, got to clean up those steps a little bit.
That's an average of 9.775 for Oregon State. Oregon State volunteer assistant coach Jade Carey, the Olympic gold medalist, and we're joined by Jade. Even in your career, you were remarkably other-focused, always time for your teammates. How are you enjoying this role?
This role has been super fun for me. It's a great opportunity to see the other side of things and really learn from really amazing coaches, so I'm really grateful that I'm able to do this year.
So it's Valentine's Day here. You've always talked about your deep love for Oregon State. Now that you're on the coaching side, how do you help the athletes sort of find that same heart and passion that you have for it?
Yeah, just really helping them tap into their inner excellence. They do such amazing things in the gym and in practice, and really helping them just celebrate all the amazing gymnastics that they're able to do, and just reminding them to be grateful for every opportunity that they get.
Is there any revelations that you've had on this side of things you didn't realize as a gymnast?
I think just there's so many things that I've been learning, like picking lineups and everything that goes into it, and just all the little things that coaches think about that I probably didn't realize before. So it's been really cool to learn from people that also were there for me when I was doing gymnastics.
So Katie Kell not with us today. You're taking over that floor coaching position. What can we expect from the floor lineup today?
Yeah, floor's just been working really hard, and I'm super excited to just see them shine tonight and be comfortable with the things that they've been doing in practice and the little improvements that they've been making. So I'm really excited to just see them perform in front of a home crowd tonight.
Well, Jade, you're here as a volunteer assistant. Is full-time coaching in your future?
I don't know. I feel like my options are open. I am really enjoying this role that I'm in right now, so never say never, I guess.
Well, going back to the time when you first committed, you've been associated with program for about a decade, and it's really grown, hasn't it? What was it like to see all the alumni here coming back all the way from the 1960s?
Yeah, it's really awesome to see all the alum back here tonight. It's been really cool to be able to connect with them and just get to talk with them. It's crazy that I am now one of them, but it's been really awesome to just be able to see them and see how much they still love and support this program. It really means a lot to us.
Well, Jade, you are a credit to this sport and to this school. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
All right, there's a 3-time Olympic medalist, 2-time gold medalist, Jade Carey, the 13th gymnast in history to complete the Gym Slam, a perfect 10 in her career on all 4 apparatuses. She was fantastic, and now has transitioned to a coaching role, which suits her perfectly. She has always been all about her teammates, Jade Carey. One rotation in the books, and the Flippin' Birds had their high this year on bars, 49.225. That's one of the quarter tenths better than their best. They lead Oregon State by 3.5 tenths. And if you're new to this, if we're watching a football game, that's like after one quarter, one team leading by 4 or 5 points. And Mackenzie Kelly getting set to go with her vault. She's been a regular in the vault lineup since the beginning of her sophomore year last year. Then in every meet this year, a high of 9.83 meets ago. Has a vault with a 10.0 start value, but isn't using it yet.
If she does it in a pike position here, yep, so she does the tuck and finds the stick. So that out of a 9.95, that full-on tuck off. So we saw that similar looking vault from Savannah Miller. So we talked about how you lack a little bit of height and rotation sometimes in that full off. So like Savannah, she finds the stick, and as we transition over.
Kelly's career high 9.85. We'll see how that compares. Savannah Miller had a 9.725 on vault, coming off a 9.725 on bars. Her second lowest score this year, career high 9.85.
Really important for her in this leadoff to get them started in a better position. So unfortunately has to take an extra swing. She caught that Maloney with the dowel of her grip wasn't over on top of the bar, and unfortunately continues to struggle on the half pirouette. I think I'm tallying about 6 or 7 tenths of deductions so far, and will lose a lot of bonus after not connecting those two elements. So an unfortunate start. I will say that double layout dismount she does is one of the best. But so this Maloney move, when she goes from the low bar to the high bar, you have to catch with your grip in the perfect position on top of the bar, and you see she had to adjust, take the extra swing, which is 3 tenths, not to count the deduction that led to it, but the stretch in that double layout really is exceptional. So an unfortunate start there.
We'll see Savannah also on floor. A 9.85 for Mackenzie Kelly, matching her career high. The junior from Sparks, Nevada, and now Elliot Bringhurst, a junior from Henderson, Nevada.
Do a Yurchenko layout full. I love the height there.
Incredible height.
Really, really dynamic vault, and almost finds the landing. She has been so good at almost sticking this. When she does, it's going to be a massive score, because the rise there and the body position all the way through. Check out the height there, the position in the body. Excellent job. Just a slide back.
She had consecutive misses on beam in meets 2 and 3. Wasn't in the lineup in meet 4. And she's really motivated by not being in the lineup. On vault, has been in every lineup this year.
Yeah, it's
Bringhurst bringing it with that one.
Really love that. Love that vault. Looking good. You see a lot of fulls, and even you noticed how special that one was. Looks like we got a change here. This is Francesca Casso.
Francesca Casso.
Switch. Kaludis looks like in exhibition, and Casso in the 2 spot.
On bars for the Beavs, Francesca Casso.
Casso, senior from Santa Monica, California. Had a 9.825 last week. 3 weeks ago, career high tying 9.9.
And has a stunning performance quality on the bars. Great toe point, good extension, nice job on the Van Leeuwen. A very difficult release move, and does a blind full into the double tuck and nails it. Wow, what a job by Casso, coming through in the clutch after getting added to the lineup late.
And with the pressure on, after just a 9.025 for Savannah Miller.
Yeah, exactly what the Beavs needed at that time. You can see from that angle just the exceptional form and technique that she has. I love the no hands double tuck. Chest down just a little bit on that double tuck, but otherwise phenomenal.
9.825 for Elliot Bringhurst, her career high by 1/4 tenth. And now Kayla Pardue, senior from Golden, Colorado. Years ago, had a school and conference record 9.95 on vault. Missed all of last year with a severe foot injury.
Flashed the 1.5 here. And excellent job. I I want to see her absorb the landing a little bit more, bend those knees when you land. It just makes me nervous on those forward landings, but nice control. We'll take a look here. Shoulder bends just a little bit on the table, which led her to be a little bit closer. Doesn't quite get the dynamics on that, so she was still twisting into the ground, which is why it made me a little nervous. I want to see those knees bent.
She had a severe foot injury, which for some athletes would have been a career ender. Dr. Robert Nacken performed the surgery, and she rehabbed hard. Inspirational journey for the entire team. Kayla Pardue. And now 9.85 for Francesca Casso. Pressure on for the final 5 gymnasts. And Kaylee Cheek getting stronger here in her freshman year as she goes along. A fall in week 1. The next 2 in the 9.6, 9.7 range. And the last 3 have included 2 9.85s and a 9.875.
Really exceptional potential here, you can tell. She's a natural swinger. Nice backswing between the Maloney and the Pac. Good straight arms and a really tidy half pirouette. We'll do a toe full here into the double tuck. Important to push on that. Unfortunately, she was going really hard for the handstand on that pirouette. It's very difficult to do the toe on into that full pirouette. Often you just see the full pirouette on its own without the toe on. So take a look here. Right there, she took her feet off the bar just a little bit early, and you have to push through the shoulders a little bit more. Got to keep those arms straight. Of course, much easier said than done.
And oh boy, Elisa, Oregon State going to have to count a fall on bars.
So we see her repeat it again and does a nice job. Just the hop forward, but yeah, a tough break for this bar lineup, especially in the midst of a really strong Southern Utah vault lineup. And we'll have another 10-0 vault here from Nia Randolph.
Consecutive 9.825s after the 9.85. Here is Nia Randolph at a 9.875 on bars.
Here's her 1.5. Super powerful. The distance and the height there. She is short and just explodes off the vault. Great control. Probably didn't need that step if she just absorbed the landing a little bit more. You can see the repulsion off the table. Nice tight legs form on the twist. She is living up to the billing. See, that step looked just sort of like it was an after that. I don't really think she needed it.
You know, a few weeks ago, she launched her own brand of energy drink, 10.0. A couple of weeks ago, she and her father Byron were giving out free samples at the Student Center. Isn't that great?
It's phenomenal. I think I'd go for the grape. What flavor are you after there?
I like the orange. It's good to me. Her father Byron, a veteran of 20 years in the Air Force. Mom Michelle. And Nia excels as a gymnast, and we have seen that already today, and we'll probably see her 4 times. 9.225 for Kaylee Cheek. They're going to have to count that. You don't want to count a fall. You certainly don't want to count 2 falls.
Yeah, and Sofia Esposito, a perfect person to be in this position. She's been in so many lineups in her career, but bars is something that she has not been as consistently in, and has a massive ray right now to start. So this toe on to Kacha, so important to catch at the right time. That was phenomenal, right down to the overshoot. Now here's her full pirouette on top of the bar. Handstand positions looking so good. And exactly what they needed. What a clutch routine.
The moxie it took to do that after seeing a couple of her teammates struggle.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that that is not her favorite event. She just performed so fantastically. So this blind full pirouette. On normal handstands, you have to be within 10 degrees. On a pirouette, you can be within 20 degrees of the vertical.
Career high 9.9 earlier this year. That's going to be threatened here.
Yeah, absolutely. It was beautiful.
The vault rotation continues to be strong for Southern Utah. 9.85 for Nia Randolph.
This front pike out at the 9.9. And that was another phenomenal vault.
Wow.
Yeah, great distance. Again, I think it doesn't make sense that that's only out of a 9.9 to me. If you put at a half turn, it puts it at the 10, but really great form, had awesome air awareness to open up at the correct time. Right there, know where she was, and the step forward. But with a 9.9 start value, that'll be a lower score than what I think it deserves.
Berlin Hall has a vault with a 10.0 start value, just isn't using it yet. A 9.9 for Sofia Esposito, and that matches her career high. And now Cameron Richardson had a 9.825 last week because of a step on the dismount. The rest of the routine was fantastic. 3 weeks ago, put up a career high 9.925, a freshman from Pearland, Texas. And some encouragement from Sofia Esposito, who preceded her.
Mounts up to the high bar and then quickly will go into her release move. That Jaeger front flip, but in the piked position. Good handstand position to start. I love how calm she swings. Is in such great control. Down to the Pac salto. Just exquisite so far. Closes with full twisting double back. Again, just such a natural swinger. And opens up. Oh man, I thought she was gonna get the stick. She lands with her chest so high. It's beautifully done, has a lot of time. Because it's so high, has a lot of time to find the landing. So sometimes that much height can almost be more of a challenge because you have to control the body. You see the shoulders got over the hips a little bit on the end, which precluded her from nailing that landing. But wow, this freshman is gonna do incredible things here.
So like last week, beautiful routine, but a step on the dismount. 9.725 for Berlin Hall. That 9.9 start value. Put a red line through that one. Here is Sage Palladino, the anchor. This is her first career vault.
Layout full for her, that Pachenko we often see. And a decent vault. That hop forward there indicates that she lacked a little bit of rotation. I've said it a lot. I want to see them absorb the landing and just bend the knees a little bit. You can see she landed with straight legs, which is what propelled her to hop forward there. But first one under her belt. Nice job.
Sophomore from Prescott Valley, Arizona. And now here is Ellie Weaver, the Oregon State anchor. Last week had a 9.875, career high 9.95 in week 3 this year. 9.875 for Cameron Richardson, her bars routine. That's half a tenth off her career high.
Imagine if she'd nailed that landing. That would have been a massive score. Gorgeous start. Does the full twisting pirouette into her Ginger. Nice catch. Holds those handstands so beautifully. One more full pirouette here. Awesome handstand into her double tuck. Usually finds the stick and holds on to it today. That chest bend will be a deduction, but does not move the feet and does a great job to help resurrect that bar lineup. Let's take a look at this full pirouette I mentioned. So that handstand perfectly on top of the bar, and that pirouette finishes within 10 degrees of handstand, does that exceptionally well.
So 2 of the first 3 gymnasts in the rotation for Oregon State had a miss. The final 3 come through.
Yeah, it would have been a massive score had one of those hit, and you can see the potential is there for this bar lineup.
An exhibition on vault once again with men.
Song, talking with Vancien Le Pen. Exhibition here on vault. Been in the last 4 vault lineups here in the freshman year. High of 9.8 at San Jose State.
Another layout full. Really solid landing.
Native of France. Spent time in Bountiful, Utah before coming to Southern Utah.
She was excited about this one. clean. I would love just a little bit more height, but has great air awareness to find the landing.
By the way, the score for Sage Palladino was a 9.7 in her first career vault. So unofficial score of 49.075 for Southern Utah on vault. That's a quarter of a tenth. By a quarter of a tenth, their best this year after their best on bars.
Yeah, 2 for 2 on season highs. Not a bad way to start.
And now, Sophia Kaludis, beat on bars back in week 3 for the first and only time in her college career, posting a 9.675. Originally in the starting lineup here, but exhibitioning instead.
And catches that Maloney in a little bit of an awkward position, but does a good job fighting through. Has a really high double layout dismount coming up. Really like how freely she swings. Just that step forward, but again, important depth for the Beavers on that event where they want to put that one behind them.
Southern Utah joining the Pac-12 as an affiliate member next year. Oregon State, Southern Utah, Utah State, and Boise State. Those are some pretty good programs. And we are joined by Scotty Bauman, head coach of Southern Utah in, get this, his 35th season, 42nd overall at Division I. And 2 great rotations for your team. You told us it was driving you crazy that you haven't been able to put it together. Well, 2 down, 2 to go. So far, so good. Your thoughts?
Rich, I love what I'm seeing out of the girls right now. They, you know, we had an early mishap in our bar lineup, and 1 or 2 of our vaults weren't as clean as we've been doing them. That love what I'm seeing. I love the energy that the girls are bringing, and just their approach tonight.
Yeah, can you talk about Nia Randolph? She came after that bars fall, came through in the clutch, and then did a gorgeous vault.
Yes, thank you. Nia's incredible, just as a human being and everything else, but Nia puts in the work every day, and she's not afraid of those pressure situations. She actually lives for them. She's incredible in them.
Coming into the Pac-12, your thoughts on that?
I am so excited. This is going to be such a great league for our program, but you know, we've always competed against Utah State and Boise State, and we have a history with Oregon State, just not as much, and I'm excited to do this. This crowd and the band, it's what an environment to compete in. I love Corvallis. So
we're going to talk about my niece a little bit later, Erica. She was a gymnast for you a quarter century ago, and you guys have made the NCAA regionals 20 times. She was on the first 2, 2000 and 2002.
She was. Erica was one of the most incredible athletes, top to bottom, that I've ever coached. She could go kill you on bars and beam in the gym, and then go kill you on the slopes as a wakeboarder or a snowboarder. She was just insane.
It still is, by the way.
She's incredible.
Yeah. So, by the way, it's Valentine's Day. I'm sure your wife Stephanie is watching.
I got to give a huge shout out to the most beautiful girl in the world. Steffi, happy Valentine's Day. I'm sorry I can't be there with you. I love you to death.
That's great. Well, hey, thanks a lot, Coach. Congratulations on the first good couple of rotations.
Thank you.
Bring it home.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Scotty Bauman, longtime head coach at Southern Utah in his 35th year. That 49.075 is their best by a quarter of a tenth. So Southern Utah rolling today and doing it on the road. That's so important, Elisa.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. He has been super frustrated that up to today they'd yet to put all 6 routines together, and they didn't. They had to fall on bars, but really overcome that beautifully and have some really high start value vaults and some really clean dynamic performances to get season highs on both events. We'll see if they can harness that power and bring it over to floor, and then round it out on beam, where Scotty Bauman is the coach. And we didn't look it up, but he seems to be one of the only male coaches of balance beam across the country, something he's really proud to do.
Yes, he is. 48.675. Oregon State's high this year, 49.425 on bars, so they're capable of so much, but they had to count a fall there. The 9.925 for Kaylee Chi. So Oregon State, we're looking for a comeback here. Southern Utah, the flippin' birds are rolling.
Back with rotation 3 right after this. Flipping birds again with highs on both vault and bars. And so 2 rotations in, they lead Oregon State by 0.75. And again, if you're new to this, that's about like leading by maybe 10 points at halftime in a football game. Well, Oregon State will be heading to Beam and Southern Utah to floor. Oregon State on Beam, 21st in the country. They missed hitting 196 last week at the Boise State quad after a wobbly beam rotation, uncharacteristic 48-4-5. Mia Heather will start things off, and they need to turn things around.
And she is new to this leadoff spot. They moved Sofia Esposito to the anchor. She's a junior, has a lot of experience here, but super important to start them off strong. Gorgeous connection on that flight series. Yeah, they were, in my estimation, brutally underscored last week at Boise State. When I watched that replay, I expected falls and deductions, but really it was just judging that was way stricter there than it is across the country.
You're not the only one who thought that.
You hate to see that.
That was a season low 9.65 for her. That should have been better. Career high's 9.9.
Nice connection on the leap series. Quick beam routine, lots of difficulty packed in, and sticks the gainer pike. Exactly what you want from her first time in the leadoff spot. It is, to me, the most critical role in all of gymnastics, the beam leadoff, and took that mantle beautifully.
That she did. Mia Hampton will start off our first floor routine. Mia had a 9.85 on bars. She's carved exactly a 9.85 in 5 of 6 meets this year on floors, the other being a 9.8.
Super high energy. Does front double twist to start, an E element. Well landed. Ranked 36th in the all-around nationally. Sort of a sleeper gymnast, according to her coach. Really expressive on this dance. It's called artistic gymnastics after all. It's performance quality, super important. And also shows that such a command of the combination of athleticism and artistry. More front tumbling here. 1.5 twists, layout step out. Good job controlling the landing. And another great start.
Indeed. Mia Hampton, sophomore from Meridian, Idaho, last year's conference freshman of the year.
Here's this last pass. Rudy, nice straight body. Sometimes on those twists, you'll see legs crossed, but really nice form for Mia Hampton.
She's another gymnast who's all about her teammates. Scotty Bauman said, watch Mia when her teammates are going. She lives life the way it's supposed to be lived. 9.825 for Mia Heather. And now here is Olivia Buckner at 9.875 on vault. Had 3 straight strong routines of 9.8 or better. Season high of 9.875. Just a quarter of a tenth off her career high. But last week with that rough scoring, a 9.675.
Usually really steady. I like her pace on this. Back handspring layout to start. Good rise. See this right shoulder drop just a little bit. Difficult leap combination here. She drops her head back, loses sight of the balance beam. Well landed. Do a side aerial here, the next acro combination. Important for her to square up the shoulders. Beautifully done. See her breathe a little sigh of relief. Get a smile in on that side choreography. And we'll tumble off the end here with the back handspring to a 1.5 twist. And one small step to the side. Otherwise, a good job controlling the nerves that we saw a little bit in the beginning. 2 for 2. Let's look at this leap series. So you've got to connect 2 leaps in a row. And when she does this ring jump there, technically your back foot is supposed to come close to hitting the back of your head. Gymnasts do weird things. Nothing weird there about that dismount. Really nicely done with just the step off to the side.
A 9.9 for Mia Hampton. And so she matches her career high. And now Riley Miller, second of 6 for Southern Utah. Been in 3 floor lineups this year, the last 3 meets, replacing Melissa Fernandez. Last Friday, 9.825. Monday, a 9.675.
Difficult start, 2.5. Punch front. Does a good job adjusting to the timing there. You can see that front flip was not super high. She landed the 2.5 a little over-rotated, but good job hanging on.
Miller and Fernandez and Nia Randolph, Sage Palladino in a battle for spots in the floor lineup.
Ooh, 4 leaps in a row. That Shushanova lacked a little bit of momentum, a little bit of height. You don't often see 4 leaps connected in a row. She'll close with a Rudy, a front 1.5 twist. She was a little short on this last time out.
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Much better. Great landing on that. So much twisting in this routine. Nicely done. Here's this 2.5 twist punch front, really intricate. And right there, she landed with her shoulders at a far, far angle over her hips. These leaps, she'll do these 2 wolf turns in a row. You want to see those get to horizontal. And then the Shushanova. So normally you want to land with your hands first before your chest and body hit the ground. So she kind of hit everything at the same time. Will be a minor deduction, but more, those can be a little bit uncomfortable if you land them off. She did a great job fighting through.
Consecutive 92.5s for Heather and Buckner. And now here is Kaylee Cheek. Well, she's gotten stronger on bars as she's gone on here in her freshman year. It's been back and forth on beam. Wobbly 9.525 last week at Boise State. Again with the rough scoring there.
Had to repeat some leaps last week, but is a gorgeous beam worker. Great flexibility. Nice kick out on the full turn and lands that in releve. She'll connect a front aerial here into a split jump. Very nice continuity.
She had the fall on bars. It's all about forgetting and moving on.
This is the leap element she struggled a little bit with last week. None today. So far, just looks so confident up there. Sometimes you can see smiles are a little bit forced or maybe choreographed in, but she just looks like such a calm, easy beam worker. Excellent landing. That should be, I think, match her career high of 9.85, if not best that, based on previous scores from this judging crew. Here's her back handspring layout series. Like this angle so you can see how absolutely precise you must be to stay on that 4-inch wide balance beam. And it's okay that her legs are that far apart on the landing as long as you can click your heels together at the end.
Excellent bounce back for Kaylee Cheek. And now here is Alyssa Fernandez. Originally was going to be exhibitioning, but she's in the lineup coming off shoulder surgery in the off-season. Was on floor the first 3 meets of the year. 9.75, pair of 9.775s. Got the flu prior to the San Jose State quad a couple of weeks ago. Riley Miller stepped in, and Fernandez wasn't in the lineup again until today.
Nice height on the double tuck. The rise on that second somersault was gorgeous.
Love the personality. As Tanya Chaplin of Oregon State says when they head to Floyd, got to remember you're putting on a show.
And that wolf 1.5. Extra difficulty there. A good artist knows to find the camera, find your angles. She does a great job there. Here's her 1.5 front layout, and again, finds the judge, finds the camera.
Park, Arizona native, strong contributor during her career. First small conference on team as a freshman a couple of years ago.
The final pass from her. Front Rudy, well landed. Another really strong floor routine. Quite the showman.
And a great work by Scotty Bauman to get her in the lineup, originally scheduled to exhibition.
Yeah, look at the rise on that double tuck, chest up high. This last pass shows you how adept she is at front and back tumbling. few little extra foot faults there on some of those passes. Judges want to see really sure landings where you can take the step because you want to, not because you have to.
And you were right. Kaylee Cheek's career high had been 9.85. It's a 9.9 for Kaylee.
Yeah, really well deserved.
And now Ellie Weaver got a 9.825 on bars. On beam, season low 9.5 last week. Every other week between a 9.75 and 9.85. She had a 9.975 a couple of years ago.
Like on bars, pardon, she just has a pace of her own on beam. That shoulder roll looks simple. She does that with one hand instead of two, like people normally do. Handspring layout series coming up. Good cover with that dance element. Exquisite leaps. Here's her front aerial. Again, good job just making minor corrections that are very hard to even tell that she is making, but that's the side of a good beam worker, is using your arms to cover up any errors. 1.5, and the slightest of hops. What a beam rotation so far by the Beavers.
Kind of an easy grace for Ellie Weaver, isn't it?
That's a great description. It looks easier than it is, absolutely. Here's this dismount. Round off to the 1.5 and almost hangs on to that landing, just a minuscule hop.
A 9.825 for Alyssa Fernandez. That's a 1/4 tenth shy of her career high. Now, junior from Lehigh, Utah, Carolia Martinez, her 3rd year with the Flippin' Birds. Didn't see competitive action her first 2 years. Has a season high and career high of 9.85, which she accomplished in weeks 1 and 4.
She is a performer. Get ready. Rudy, layout step out. Awesome. Dance element there. The Turgite ring half. That is rarely done. Very difficult. More front tumbling to close. Front folder, front layout. Good job. And just great strength and power in that ending pose. Love the energy she brings.
Carolia Martinez from Utah is qualified for the Puerto Rican national team. Here she is.
Here's this combination pass to end. Does a really great job sort of selling that landing. Technically, when you're landing forward like that, you can take a step forward, but showing off incredible gymnastic strength there.
Now you're just showing off, Carolia.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it.
9.875 for Ellie Weaver, her season high by a 1/4 tenth. And now here's Lauren Letch, tells you that she continues to deal with a heart condition, the same as Olympic swimming legend Katie Ledecky. Postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Reduced volume of blood returns to your heart after you stand up and can lead to lightheadedness or fainting. And Tanya Chaplin says she has no idea how she can walk, let alone do what she does on the beam.
Yeah, and this combination right here, front aerial to a back tuck. I mean, if you think about just the idea that you can get dizzy from just walking, and then she does combination like that and is so consistent. Their top-ranked athlete on this event. It's the only event that she competes or trains. The extension on those leaps and that ring jump, just fantastic. Goes over 180 degrees. It is such an inspiration to watch Lauren Letch compete.
Indeed.
She has just such a look of gratitude, of grace on her face while she does this. Here's her front gainer fold to end. Sticks as she often does. Wow. 5 for 5. That is going to be a dynamic beam score as she throws up the heart on Valentine's Day for this crowd. Here's this overhead shot of the series. The front aerial does a good job to correct a little bit of a shoulder angle between the two, but just stunning. And here's her front aerial, or excuse me, front gainer full dismount. She's so good at sticking that.
Her career high is 9.95 last March on Senior Day against Air Force. A 9.9 for Carolina Martinez. That is her career high. Where you been, Carolina? She hadn't competed as a freshman or sophomore, now as a junior, getting in the lineup, and a 9.9. And here is Berlin Hall, had a 9.725 on vault. Has been in every floor lineup here in her freshman year. High is 9.875, which she's done twice. Had been leadoff.
Watch this front double out of a punch. So much power, but well landed. Also quite the performer as just a freshman. Been the Conference Freshman of the Week award. Gotten that 4 times.
Championship on floor, DP Nationals 2023.
Club coach was the 96 Olympic gold medalist and Pac-12 former commentator Amanda Borden. Certainly knew how to sell a floor routine. Layout, step out, great height and control. Can be awkward sometimes to dance around those mats, but blows a kiss to the judges at the end.
Her career high 9.875. That might be threatened.
Yeah, just really exceptional combination here of tumbling and leaps. And then the dance, I mentioned, this is artistic gymnastics. Rudy, high layout step out. Just exuding performance quality that you want for from your floor competitors.
9.925 for Lauren Letch, her season high, a quarter of a tenth off her career high. Look at those scores for Oregon State. What a bounce back. 49.35.
Yeah.
That is their best this year, regardless of what the anchor Esposito does.
Yeah. This is a new role for her, this anchor spot. She was not getting the scores that she deserved in that leadoff, which is frustrating. The judges should judge the routine that's in front of them, not without regard to where it is in the lineup.
Isn't that the truth?
And she is so powerful. This combination here, front aerial to back handspring layout, gets her 5/10 of bonus if she connects it. Stupendous, like just as beautifully done as that could be. Gives her so much bonus. Minor balance check on full turn. Just has to do a few leaps. Ooh, and it's a little bit off after that first one, so just improvised. Added on that second jump switch leap in place.
The remarkable thing, Elisa, is that you recognize that.
Well, I love that move, and she used to do it last year, took it out, and so I'm glad that we got to see it again, and then nails the double twist. So not the most perfect routine that we have seen from her, but a really savvy one where she can correct the error that she made on her leap series that was really sort of indistinguishable. But so this switch leap, she's supposed to immediately connect to the beat jump. You see the right foot got off a little bit, so it goes beat jump, split jump, then to make sure she gets the bonus she needs, she adds on that jump switch slip in place, and here's her double twist. Good height, chest is just a little bit forward, but does not move those feet. She's in a tight all-around battle with Nia Randolph, so this is gonna be fun.
She is. Berlin Hall, a career high 9.9 on floor, previous career high 9.875. And now here is Nia Randolph. 9.85 on vault, 9.875 on bars. Her high this year, 9.85 on floor.
Check this double layout.
Oh my.
Exceptional. Doesn't need to take a step.
Really been focusing on her landings.
Yeah, her second pass. She has so much power. It's the place she's had struggles reining in all of her power.
What a floor rotation for Southern Utah. 3.99s, a pair of 9.825s. They might got to put a red line for one of the 9.825s.
Wow. The extension on those straddle jumps was just dynamic. So here's that pass I was talking about. She'll do a front tuck through to a double tuck. Gotta hone in on this double tuck, and does it. Wow.
He is feeling it. Nia Randolph studying to be a nurse. Wow.
Drops the mic. Appropriate ending to her routine and that entire floor lineup.
If you're gonna drop the mic, you better have brought it, and Nia Randolph did.
Yeah, the third rotation in a row where she's gonna go, where the team will go season high. Does a good job. That front foot is where she's had the issue stepping, and then does just a fun, we call that a chin, a tuck open, and then just the slow drop of the mic, selling the routine. Just awesome.
That's fantastic. Nia Randolph. It was a 9.825 for Sofia Esposito, and now an exhibition for Paulina Vargas.
And not a bad beam rotation when you drop a 9.825.
Yeah, Oregon State likewise going to get a drop at 9.825, as is Southern Utah on floor. Vargas has never competed beam in college. This is an exhibition routine. She did compete beam for Mexico at the World Championships. We were told prior to week 2 last year that she was very close, but never did crack the lineup.
Back handspring layout. Excellent. Been in a couple exhibition spots, but that beam lineup very hard to crack. Been the same basically all season, with the exception of just moving people around. And I think after today, Tanya Chaplin's found her groove with Mia Heather in the leadoff. But Paulina Vargas right now putting on a show. See her on floor as well. She's a really great dancer, showing nice confidence. She gets up for her gainer fold, just a hop back, one of the only noticeable deductions. Love seeing the sophomore coming into more events.
Looks like could be a good option for Tanya Chaplin. Sage Palladino originally was in the starting lineup on floor and then got bumped in favor of Alyssa Fernandez. Palladino 9.9 on beam after a 9.225 on bars. Good bounce back in the third rotation. Pardon me, looking at it again. She had a 9.7 on fall. This is her second time on the floor and first time at exhibition.
Does a great job hanging on to that front double.
Sage has been in every floor lineup this year until now.
Coach Bauman talked about they warm up a lot of athletes and wait to see who's doing the best that day. And it's something the gymnasts know is going to happen. They're not guaranteed their lineup spots because he wants to make sure to put up the best person that day, give everyone their best opportunity to do their gymnastics on any given day. Great height on that bounding layout. You could see she almost had too much power. That stretch jump got a little bit awry, but I love the heart throwing up there on Valentine's Day to close. Yeah, lots of bounding elements here. So the Rudy to the layout, and then this straight jump. She has so much power. She windmills the arms a little bit, but then just like keeps moving. Energizer Bunny there, Sage Palladino.
Exhibition routine had a 9.825 a week ago, then a 9.8 on Monday. 49.45 for Southern Utah in their floor rotation. Their previous high had been 49.225. They have a high in all three rotations so far.
Yeah, talk about a road score that they are going to be excited about with the new NQS. You count all your away scores.
And a 49.35 for Oregon State on beam. That's their high this year.
I really love to see that bounce back there, especially after moving Mia Heather into the leadoff spot. You never know how that's going to go, and she responded admirably.
One of the great traditions here at Oregon State is the gymnast leading the crowd in some song and dance.
Come on, band, pick it up. We got to get some energy in here. There we go.
There we go.
Really looking forward to this floor rotation for Oregon State. It's a place where I think they've got a lot of room to grow and just sort of clean up landings, take their momentum from that great beam rotation and really finish strong. Chaplin said they have about 9 or 10 athletes they can choose from on the floor, making it hard for them to pick the lineup. It's changed almost every week.
Good problem to have.
Great problem to have. Scotty Bauman said he has that too on floor.
After Oregon State had their struggles on bars, they bounced back in a big way on beam with their season high. And Southern Utah, they've had season highs in everything. We've got the fourth rotation coming up. Southern Utah with a good lead on Oregon State with one rotation to go. Flippin' Birds leading by 0.85 points. Relating to the football, that's almost a 2-touchdown lead heading into the final rotation. 24 years ago, Southern Utah put out a promotional poster. There it is, 2002, and front and center with the washboard abs, that is my niece, Erica, who was an excellent all-around gymnast and a superb bar worker for Southern Utah. Erica, I know you're watching, and I hope you're enjoying your team because they are putting up great meet so far.
Must take after her uncle, right?
No, not in that way. Not at all. By the way, some new scoring, some new evaluation coming up in college gymnastics this year. National qualifying system rules have changed. Last year, it was the best 6 meets, with 3 having to come on the road. This year, it's every meet, every away meet, and your 5 lowest home scores.
It's a really unique switch because it means basically almost every single meet matters. And you don't really get to throw away any meet that you aren't happy with. And so it's really important when we talk about coming back after a fall or bouncing back, those scores are going to count. And so I'm really impressed with how Oregon State has bounced back with that beam rotation, a new season high for them, and really looking for big things for them on floor, because this score will likely count. They don't have that many home meets this year, and it's something that I know in the future coaches are really going to adjust the way that they schedule their teams so that they've got more home scores to deal with.
Southern Utah, Scotty Bauman, their head coach, he had told us earlier this week that he's super frustrated by his team's inability to put everything together. 3 rotations down, 1 to go. They are on the verge of really putting everything together.
And they're on the balance beam. So this is where it can all just coalesce, or where it can all go sideways. And what a person to start with in Nia Randolph. She is so powerful, as we have seen, but coming off of a fall on Monday.
Today, 985 on vault, 9875 on bars, 9925 on floor.
Does a connection here that's important to get together, and does the 2 back handsprings, which gives her a 10th of bonus. Missed on that last week. Scotty Bauman talked about she has a couple different routines in the tank that she can do and improvise. Hasn't needed to do that so far. Because she connected that series, this routine is over almost as quickly as it started. 1.5 twist, looks over the shoulder to get the stick. What a start and what an all-around performance for Nia. She has a career high all-around score of a 39.6. She would have to get very close to a 10 to match that today, but still incredible. And I love the technique there. She looked over the left shoulder to get the stick. Again, I mentioned her club coach, Cassie Rice at GymCats. She is one of the finest coaches in the country. GymCats athletes across
Leading
the
off
nation
the floor
in TA.
exercise for Oregon State, Paulina Vargas.
Paulina Vargas now for Oregon State, starting off their floor routine. She has gone first or second in every floor lineup this year. Last week in Boise, scored a season low 9.675.
Just had a few landing errors on her tumbling last week. Starts with the double pike. And unfortunately, a step forward on your double pike is a deduction.
Jade Carey serving as floor coach with Katiana Kell, the former Beaver gymnast Katiana McMillan, having just had her 2nd child. Congratulations to she and her husband Drew, former Oregon State football player. Little daughter Kenley joining brother Kylan. By the way, February 11th, the birthday. That's the same birthday as Oregon State assistant coach Michael Chapman.
Paulina doing a great job under the watchful eye. Jade Carey here, last pass, front tumbling, front full, front layout. A little bit low on the front layout, but maintains nice form. Gonna do some more leaps because of the just 2 tumbling passes. Nice, really entertaining start. You know, those errors that I mentioned on that double pike and just a few landing things are pretty minor, but that's the kind of routine that I want to see the crowd get back into this and bring some energy for this floor rotation.
9.85 for Nia Randolph, so she will finish 1/10 off of her career high. That'll be a 39.5 all around, if my math is correct.
What a day.
Indeed. Here's Mia Hampton.
Front aerial right into the back handspring layout. Awesome. Same series we saw from Sofia Esposito last week. Had a major wobble on the series, but no issues today. Really like the confidence with which she works her gymnastics.
Yeah, relative struggles her last 2 times out. Scores in the 9.6 range. Career high 9.875.
Gainer full, nails it. 2 for 2, Scotty Bauman's beam team.
They have come into Corvallis, and they have been on fire today. The Flippin' Birds of Southern Utah.
Here's her gainer full dismount. He said she's working to get back in on vault as well. Is a super dynamic athlete all around her. Fun to see Mia Hampton today.
9.8 for Paulina Vargas.
Up next on
That's
the
3/4 of a tenth off
Sophia
her
Kaludis.
career high. Now Sofia Kaludis. Was in the floor lineup the first 3 weeks, a high of 9.825, but has not been in the last 3 weeks.
Difficult combination pass to start. Front through to a double pike. Excellent job. The height on that and the form, really stunning. Lead pass coming up. Switch side half to that straddle jump. More front tumbling. Front layout to a front full. The height on her tumbling is phenomenal. Combination of power in the tumbling, then elegance in the dance and the leaps. Really beautiful athlete. Excellent job by Sofia Kaludis, the other Sofia from New York on the Oregon State team.
Sofia Kaludis, Sofia Esposito, both from Long Island. She gets to raise the damn stick. Mia Hampton, a 9.9 on beam. And that matches her career high. And now Elliot Bringhurst had consecutive misses in weeks 2 and 3. It wasn't in the lineup in meet 4, and Scotty Bauman referenced Bobby Knight in the quote about, you want to motivate an athlete, put him on the bench. Being pulled from the lineup, she was not okay with that. She was spotted with 2 nice routines last week.
Like the inward full turn she started with. Now her back handspring layout series. Oh, and you could tell from that back handspring that her hips got out of line. So really no way to save that. Difficult lead connection here. Straddle 3 or split 3/4. Nice and upright chest position. Oh, needed to connect that into a beat jump. Conclude here. Handspring to a gainer full. Unfortunate miss for her. She is a really, really gorgeous beam worker. Let's take a look at this layout series. So in that back handspring, yeah, the right hip was off, so the takeoff from the layout was crooked to start with. Really impossible to pull that back on.
98.25 for Sophia Kaludis, and now Olivia Buckner. 97.5 on vault, 92.5 on beam. It's a strong one to regain some confidence after a career high 98.75 in her first routine 4 weeks ago. Had a 9.7, then a fall carding an 8.95, last week 9.775. It's changed her first pass.
Do a layout out of this Rudy instead of a jump. See how that goes right here. Good height, a little bit of form on the layout step out. Surgery in October, so coming back a little more slowly on the floor, but we saw her do that dynamite vault. More front tumbling in the final pass, 2 front folds in a row. Great job, that is a difficult combination. Nice job with the reworked first pass.
Olivia Buckner.
With these 2 front folds in a row. Great job. I like how she opens up between the first and the second. It is really hard to do, those 2 skills in a row. I talked about the timing for that being so important. She really nailed it.
So now for Southern Utah, Riley Miller will be followed by Emma Nipper and Maria Ferguson, and all 3 need to hit, and if they do, they have a chance at a massive team score across all 4 rotations today. They had their season highs on each of the 3 previous rotations. 9.25 for Bringhurst. Not a very nice vault, but had the fall on beam, and now Riley Miller, 9.85 on bars, 9.825 on floor. First team all-conference on beam last year. Hit her high of 9.875 several times. And by the way, the 9.9 for Mia Hampton earlier was her career high by a quarter of a tenth. And now Riley Miller.
Quickly dances into her back handspring layout. Good job. You could see just a little bit of unsteady feet at the end of that. That is nerves. Want to see her just settle in here. Cat leap to switch half. Nice job. You could see when you sort of definitively put your arms down like that. Shows confidence.
Little heart here on Valentine's Day.
Good full turn with the finish on toe.
Looking to bounce back from her low 9.675 on Monday.
She closes with a double twist, and she's a taller athlete, and this thing just skyrockets off the beam. Great height. Good job. Just a hop back, but love that beam routine and bounce back from Riley Miller.
They need 3 hits to finish. There's 1 of the 3.
Here's her cat leap to switch half. And you could see that definitive, like, yep, I got this. Put the nerves away. And this double twist, so high, nice and upright, just a little too much power, and takes a hop back.
And a hug for Jamie Wysong. Olivia Buckner's 9.875 matched her career high. And now Raina Marshall, sophomore from Las Vegas. Her father Joseph, an Olympian in judo.
The height she gets on this double tuck is awesome. You saw her with so much power on vault. She matches that on floor.
The start of last year with an injury. She's competed floor routines in each meet this year, a high of 9.85. Last week, 9.825.
That is the kind of landing you're looking for. Beautiful leaps. One more leap set, nicely done before the last pass. So much energy. Needs to do a combination pass here. What, 1.5 to front layout. Timing is everything here. Excellent. The float on that was so great. That to me has got to be higher than her career high 9.85. She is a superstar in the making.
Brandon Marshall, a sophomore, missed all of her freshman year last year with a knee injury, and coming into her own.
Check the height on this double tuck. Awesome. Could take a walk underneath that. And these leaps, as important as the tumbling, over split, over the 180 degrees. And this 1.5 front layout, you see it all the time, but the height on that was really, really awesome.
9.825 for Riley Miller. That's a 1/2 tenth shy of her career high. Again, they want to put a red line through the 9.25. So here is Emma Nipper. They're next to last to go here in the lineup. Sophomore from Mesa, Arizona. Only time to see her today. Has been in the beam lineup the past 3 meets. A high of 9.875 8 days ago.
Series here, front aerial to back handspring. Got to keep things moving in between. Had a little bit of a, I don't know, arm waver between. The judges are being super picky. They could break that connection. It's so challenging to stay mentally focused throughout the entire meet, to be ready to go on balance beam.
Yes, in the final rotation, and this is her 4th career routine here in her sophomore year, and so much pressure on her with the previous fall.
Another aerial to scale. That is so difficult to flip and then land with that much control. Oh goodness, and then the full turn. One of those requirements that can get the best of them.
It's a little wobbly, but she's hanging on.
Gainer off the side, full twist, hop back. So some balance checks and a couple errors in there will be off of her career high for sure, but so important to stay on the beam. So let's look at this connection. Or this, I think, oh, is the scale. Oh my gosh, so great. So you could see too from this angle how off she was, how off center her leg was, and she pulled it back on. Requires so much strength to do that.
Indeed, a new career high for Raina Marshall, a 9.9, 1/2 tenth better than her previous high. Star in the making indeed. Here is Savannah Miller with Jade Carey looking on. Savannah last 4 routines, 9.85 or better. Last week, for the first time this year, wasn't in the lineup.
I like Jade's game face there. Another combination here, front through to a double tuck. So much power, great landing. Set of leaps. Well done. Another combination pass. 1.5 front layout. Just a tiny bit under rotated, but does a good job to hang on to the landing.
The senior from Waterford, Michigan, Savannah Miller, co-captain along with Lauren Ledge and Olivia Buckner. First tumbling pass.
Front through to a double tuck. Brian Carey is standing there. She tumbles over the height of his head.
It's really powerful.
In this 1.5 front layout, you could see the layout just lacked a little bit of rotation, almost started and ended in the same place.
A 9.75 for Emma Nipper, and now the pressure falls to Maria Ferguson, a junior from Henderson, Nevada. Capable of excellence on beam, a career high of 9.9. This year she's 5 for 6. Those 5 scores between 9.6 and 9.775.
She has a really just unique set of skills. Does that back handspring swing down just on its own, goes right into this wolf double. Great job reining that in. You could see the shoulders got off center a couple different times.
This routine stands between Southern Utah and a really good full meet score.
He's got to connect those two things, and wow, that side semi was really labored, very slow coming over the top, and just held on, trusted herself. It was a little bit wobbly on Monday. Just fighting through right now, so important for her team. And oh, just one step.
But okay, though.
But no, she stays on the balance beam. That's exactly what they asked of her in that role. So much extra pressure when you know you don't have to fall. So this wolf turn, that left shoulder dropped. The arms are going all over the place. But just smiles like nothing's going on. And here's this back handspring. She's going to swing the leg through, has to stay super controlled. And then that side semi, wow, you could see how out of line her shoulders and her hips were. And then the front full almost has the stick. But wow, have a day flipping birds.
9.85 for Savannah Miller, half a tenth off of her career high of 9.9, which she's done 9 times. And now Sophia Esposito. Oregon State's low so far this rotation is a 9.8. Esposito looking to improve on their 49.25. 6 gymnasts go, the best 5 scores count.
Humongous pass. One thing you know about Esposito is she is going to find those landings. So powerful.
As on beam, she's super consistent on floor. 3 9.9s or better this year. 9.925 her season high. Career high 9.95.
Just a combination of power, flexibility, the total package. It's so important for OSU as they replace 7 seniors, including Jade Carey, Caitlin Garcia, Carly Chavez, Cindy Gonzalez, Sage Thompson. I mean, a huge deficit. And then some key injuries in the offseason. Jennifer McMillan, Elise Baird-Nova, and Sophia has done a really incredible job putting this team on her shoulders. Rudy to finish, maybe a little bit too much power. But another phenomenal hit, all-around performance for the junior. Jade Carey coaching floor today. Gotta like what she has seen. This first pass, front tuck, no back handspring needed after that round off. Sky-high double pike, and so sure of this landing. And then there's that Rudy, and I would say that front foot just slid a little bit back, but Jade liked it. Hard to replace Jade Carey, Olympic champion, as your floor anchor, but Sophia Esposito did a really nice job there.
And we'll have an exhibition on beam. This is Marissa DeGroot, a junior for the Flippin' Birds, was in the beam lineup the first 4 meets. First competitions of her 3-year career. But after a fall in the 4th of those routines, she hasn't been in the last 2. Seasonal career high 9.825.
It's her wolf turn. Just a single one. I say just, it is so challenging to do. Flight series coming up. Good height on the layout, and just got a little unsure of herself. When they go off to the side like that, that's basically just a nervous error. You want to be sure in your arms on balance beam. They really are sort of like the headlights of the car. Ooh, side semi again, a little bit unsure with the feet, but she has been doing a really solid job so far. And then the round off 1.5 dismount opens up and nails the landing. Great job in exhibition.
Marissa de Groot. The Flippin' Birds unofficial score is 196.825. That is better than 0.8 higher than their previous high this year, and even 196. Cameron Richardson now in exhibition on floor, getting some instruction from Brian Carey, Jade's father. And the Flippin' Birds, again unofficially, going to win this by a ½ point over Oregon State. Their first ever win over the Beavs, ½ point, like winning it by about a touchdown.
And man, what a tight meet it would have been had the Beavs stayed on bars.
Yes.
She has an incredible amount of power. A front double twist, the height on that. She could easily do a 2.5 there. All the Randy.
Cameron's planned major animal science, hopes to become a veterinarian.
Great place to be for that. Oregon State, such a strong school in the sciences.
I told the story before, but Cameron committed to Oregon State very late. It was in August. She had ties to UCLA, and Tanya was recruiting one of Richardson's club teammates who's coming in next year. Casually asked about Cameron, and thinking she'd already committed, and found out she hadn't. Here she is.
Full front layout. That competed as an elite level, national vault champion, Winter Cup qualifier. The potential is endless there with Cameron Richardson. Love that, seeing her have some fun after she seems to be super tough on herself.
A 9.775 on vault, 9.875 on bars. And now Berlin Hall, final exhibition on beam. By the way, I want to say hello to one of the Southern Utah gymnasts out this year, all-arounder Brinley Christensen, had a season-ending leg injury in November. Career high of 9.9 or better in 3 or 4 events. They miss her. They've had to scramble because of it. And we hope you're better next year for your final year, Brinley.
And you can imagine what this lineup would look like and that scoring potential would be with 9.9s across the board already. Looking so great today. Nice job on the layout series for Berlin Hall. My stats show this is her beam debut in the exhibition role.
She had a 9.9 on floor, a 1/4 her career high.
That pitch front to beat jump looked effortless. So powerful. Ooh, gotta hold that leg down. So the break in the leap series will mean that she lacks a special requirement is to do 2 leaps connected. So she'll start from just a 9.8. But great Rudy to close. Such good potential there. And just a fun day, fun meet to get to watch Southern Utah really put it all together in a way they've been hoping to do.
Top 20 score this year, 196.825. Here's Kiana Crabb, known to her teammates as Kiki. Sophomore from Vancouver, Washington. Last year, a freshman at Clark Community College, didn't do gymnastics. She had a kidney issue that kept her out of gymnastics for a while. Gave Oregon State a call late in the process, committed in June when she knew her body was capable of doing gymnastics again.
Front double, nice tight twist, good form.
His father, Chris, attended Oregon State. Tanya Chapman says that, like Kaylee Cheek, she has no idea how good she is.
Had some trouble on this pass last week. This is that combination we've seen quite a bit. That front, or excuse me, the 1.5 to a front layout. Timing is everything and just impeccable.
No trouble this time.
Not at all. Really well done. Exhibitions are so good to just regain confidence. And so I'm so glad to see Kiki regain that.
Kiana Crabb finishing things up in an exhibition. Rowland gets to raise the stick saw. Flippin' Birds won it by 1/2 tenth with a season best 196.825. Their previous high was 196 even. Oregon State bounces back from a tough bars rotation where they had to count a fall. 196.3. And so they hit 196 for the 3rd time this year. All 3 have come at home. So all things considered, not bad for Oregon State.
Yeah, I mean, they really could have, you know, let things go off the rails after that first rotation, but did a really nice job to fight back and put up that season high beam score. Loved seeing that.
And we're joined by Oregon State's Lauren Lech. Now is a beam specialist at 9.925 today, which is 1/4 of a tenth off of her career high.
Yeah.
How were you able to do it?
Yeah, you know, I really trusted myself, trusted my training. We put a lot of work into the gym this week, so really got back in the gym, just kind of did what I know how to do. I always look out into the crowd and feel really grateful for them and look to my teammates right before I go, and they kind of reinvigorate me to get up there, just kind of do what I know how to do, and I just kind of left it all out there and went big, and it worked out.
Your 3rd beam title of the year. You won that tonight, so congratulations. How do you stay mentally focused throughout the, you know, 2 rotations in front of you with just your 1 beam routine?
Yeah, you know, we talk about it a lot. We call it our Beaver bubble. So we really stay invested in each other, and we talk about the team that goes up, each one of us that goes up. It's like we're going up ourselves competing. So we just really invest into each other. I invest everything I have into them those first 2 rotations and take some nice deep breaths before we go when I get a chance. I always like to eat some pretzels. That's kind of what I do before I go. So do that when our team's on bars and really just stay invested in them.
I love that the pretzels, I think those are the secret weapon.
Yeah.
Well, we've told you a story before, Lauren, and you have what's known as POTS. You had surgery to repair a hole in your heart when you were 4 years old, and then later on during your gymnastics career had to take some time off because of some lightheadedness that is a result of POTS. How were you able to deal with this?
Yeah, you know, it's really challenging. I've been going flu or flare this whole season, so been kind of struggling with it a little bit, but I trust myself. I trust our trainers and our coaches, so they've really helped me just kind of go out there, do what I know how to do, and we take it one day at a time, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity I have and all the people that get to support me.
That's great, and I know Katie Ledecky has the same thing, the great American swimmer.
Yeah.
Have you spoken with her?
I haven't, no. But I've spoken with a lot of other athletes, especially gymnasts within college athletics that have it, and we're a great support system for each other.
What do you want people to know about POTS that we may not know?
Yeah, it's an invisible illness, so a lot of times people don't know that you have it. There's a lot of people that just kind of go about their daily life, and you would never know that they have it. So it's kind of an invisible struggle, but people are so strong that do have it, and there's so much that you can do, even if you've been diagnosed with any kind of chronic illness. So never give up, keep pushing through it. There's always a light on the edge of the tunnel, and you are so strong.
Great message. Lauren, you're an inspiration.
Thank you.
Absolutely, truly an inspiration.
All right, continued success this year and in whatever's next for you in life.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's Lauren Lech of Oregon State. She's a 5th-year senior from Golden, Colorado. We'll be back to wrap it up from Corvallis after this.
Dynamite, setting fire to the clouds at the speed of light. Going up, not coming down, screaming. Superman's kryptonite. Blowing up dynamite, setting fire to the clouds at the speed of light. Going up, not coming down, screaming. Superman's kryptonite. Blowing up dynamite.
Southern Utah, the Flippin' Birds flipped their way to a 196.825. Their high this year by 8 1/4 tenths. And the Beavers rescued things after a poor bars rotation by scoring well on beam and floor, a 196.3. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day to my wife, Heather. We've been married for, I'll just say, quite a long time now. We don't need a holiday to tell us that we love each other because it's Valentine's Day every day. Isn't that corny?
Oh.
Yeah, I know you want to say happy Valentine's Day to Schuyler.
Yes, sweetie. Thank you for getting my car detailed today.
Fantastic. What a thing to do on Valentine's Day. What a thing for Southern Utah. And how about the great work in the all-around by Nia Randolph, a 39.5, a 10th shy of her career high.
Yeah, we said off the top, she has rewritten the record books at Southern Utah within the MPSF and does it with difficulty across all 4 events, performed masterfully. I mean, just nonchalantly does that 1.5. The full twisting double layout dismount off bars as hard as it comes, opens floor with a double layout, was so good finding her landings today, and came up on bars after a fall. That could have been where things went off the rails for Southern Utah, and instead they go season best and beat the Beavs.
And a 39.45 in the all-around for Sophia Esposito. So nice work for her as well. And Scotty Bauman told us earlier this week, he's the head coach for Southern Utah, that he's so frustrated. He's so passionate about things, so frustrated that his team has been unable to put it together for an entire meet. Today, they did.
And had a fall on bars. So arguably could have had just a little bit higher scoring potential. For some reason, judges see that, and a fall just scores a little bit lower than they should on different events. But I, am so impressed by them, and also am disappointed for the Beavers because had they not had that fall on bars, this would have been a neck and neck meet.
Yes.
I think the Beavers may have just gotten the edge, but a 196.3 for them, counting a fall, shows you how high their potential is. But at meet 7 in the season, it's time to turn it up for the Beavers.
Oregon State in meet 8 will be at Texas Women's University for a tri-meet along with Texas Women's U and Kent State. And then they're back home on Friday, February the 27th. That will be against Stanford. That'll be at 7 o'clock right here at Gill Coliseum. Then Utah State and Denver to close things out. Fun day here with the Flippin' Birds coming into Corvallis, and they knock off the Beavs. Congratulations to them. They'll be members of the Pac-12 starting next year. Our senior VP of Business Development, Michael Molinari, VP and coordinating producer, Bob Schmelsley, senior production manager, Mario Johnson. For producer David Feldman and director Scott Barkey, for Elisa Mao and our entire crew, I'm Rich Burke. That's it from Corvallis.